Preparing to go live on YouTube. The countdown begins in 5, 4, 3. It's probably already live, right? Who knows? I have no way of knowing if it's already live until I actually see the screen. Maybe. What's going on, YouTube? It's nice to see you guys. Happy Friday. What you're watching, if you are watching this live, is you are watching a simulcast of a mastermind that I deliver every single week to an awesome group of people. And once we get done talking about the stuff that we talk about inside the mastermind, we go live to YouTube and I share some cool stuff with you. And one of the things that I want to show you today, or the thing that I want to show you today, is this Facebook ad strategy that I use in my business. And when I just looked at the numbers for what this ad strategy generated, it's about $91,000 that it generated. Now, asterisk, that is not an income claim, and I'm actually not claiming that you're going to make any money from this. In fact, you might make nothing. You might actually lose money doing this. So don't come knocking on my door if you try this and it doesn't work. It worked for me. It worked for a bunch of friends that I shared this same strategy with. They got great results from it. I teach this to my private clients. They get results from it, but I don't know you and I don't know your business and I don't know what you sell. So I can't be there to put your fingers on the keyboards to make sure you get it right. So no income claims here for you. I can only tell you what this has done for me. Okay. So the imaginary lawyer that I hired makes me say all of that. That's what I would put in an asterisk. What I'm going to show you today is a really straightforward and simple Facebook ad strategy that you can use to become known to a group of people and then make an offer to them that they take you up on. And then you're going to convert those people into leads that you can follow up with and ultimately sell to. I have my whiteboard here. I'm going to diagram this all out for you. And one of the things that I want to tell you is you can use this strategy on any ad platform. I'm going to show you how I do it on Facebook and Meta, but you can do this if you feel like breaking the bank and spending money on LinkedIn ads, it will work there. If you want to use Reddit ads, it will go that it will this will work there. If you want to do this here on YouTube with YouTube ads, it will work there. Anywhere that you can place an ad, this methodology will work for you. Okay, so let's go through this really quick. I like this strategy so much. And when I first did this, it was, and that $91,000, that was on about a $30,000 ad spend. So that's about a 3 times return on investment, which feels very, very comfortable for me. I'm not trying to like break any records here with my ROI. I just want a nice, comfortable, easy, chill, 2 to 3 times return on investment. I'm very, very happy with that. Put $1 in, get $3 out. I'll do that all day long. I'm not going to try to do 10x, 11x, or whatever those things are. So let me go to my tablet, which I'm going to share with you right now, and I'm going to draw this all out for you. And you just follow along and take this and go make some money. Okay, so what I've just done is I've shared my iPad screen with you, and I'm going to diagram here. So in any marketing context, let's just start from the real high level. This is just in any marketing context. You have a group of people and you do something, and I'm just going to represent that something with a box. You do something. How do the kids say it? ST? You do something, and a smaller group of those people become aware of you. Okay, so this is the awareness. That's the awareness part of the customer journey. So now you have a smaller, because you're not going to have the whole world that's going to become aware of you. You're just not. There are people that don't have access to the internet. They're not going to become aware of you. But the key here is, and what makes this really work is if these people who are aware of you are actually your prospects. Okay, so now this is very high level. I'm going to show you how we map this to this ad strategy. So if you can get your prospects to be aware of you, you're in really good shape. If you don't want people who aren't your prospects to be aware of you. If people who aren't my prospects never even heard my name, I'd be the happiest person on the face of the earth because I only think about who are my prospects and who are my clients. Everybody else, I don't think about them at all. So if you can do something, here, let me write that out. You might not know what ST means. So you do something that gets your prospects aware of you. Then to the people who are now aware of you, you do something else. Do something else. I'll do STE. So the teenagers out there know what I'm talking about. If you do something else and those prospects are applied to that something else, they come out the other side becoming a lead. And that's a smaller group. You're never going to get, that's an A, I promise. I didn't spell it EED. You're going to get a smaller group. You're not going to get all your prospects to become leads, but you're going to get a portion of them to become leads. All right. So this is a two-step process. The first thing we want to do is our prospects become aware of us. The second thing we're going to do is turn them into a lead. Yeah. So that's the methodology. Let me show you how we map this to Facebook ads. And by the way, before I forget, if you're curious about running Facebook ads and you've never done it before, or maybe you're somebody out there who all you've ever done is boost a post, which is the suboptimal way of spending your money on Facebook. You don't have a lot of control over there. If that's all you've ever done and you're really thinking about getting serious about running campaigns, I'd love to brainstorm with you about that. I'm going to put my calendar link in the chat of the YouTube video. That's prouty.me. That's my last name, by the way. I was given that when I was born. .me. If you go there, you can apply to be on my calendar. We're just going to brainstorm about how you could start running Facebook ads. I'll give you some guidance, some practical advice that you can start using right away. Not a sales call. I just really just want to help you out because you came here and you watched this. All right, so here we go. Here's how we relate this to Facebook ads. So the people in the first model, and let me just write that here. So the people in the first model are the people on Facebook. Now, if my numbers are correct here, about 70% of US adults are on Facebook. So if you're out there and you're thinking, well, Facebook is a dying platform or Facebook ads don't work or, or any of that, I just want you to realize that 70% of US adults are on Facebook. So if your audience is like a US or Canadian adult, they're on the platform. They're going to see your ads. So if somebody's telling you that Facebook ads don't work, they left out a couple of words when they told you that. They should have said Facebook ads don't work for me because they haven't figured out how to make Facebook ads work. But just because one person can't make them work doesn't mean you can't make them work. The strategy I'm showing you now is pretty foolproof. Pretty foolproof. So for all you fools out there, we've proofed this against you. It's still going to work for you. So people on Facebook is the people that we're going after. And the something that you're going to do is you're going to create an awareness campaign. And the something that you're going to put into your awareness campaign is helpful content. So imagine that you were writing just a regular post for your social media that helps someone out. You're writing a quick tip or a little bit of guidance, or you're revealing a strategy that they could try, just something really, really simple. So we're going to create that awareness campaign, and all we're going to do is create helpful content. And we're going to put that in front of an audience that is our perfect prospects. So when you're configuring your campaign, I still manually configure my audiences. I don't let Facebook automatically configure my audiences. I will manually configure my audience. And what I would suggest is that you do the same. Manually configure your audience. So this is manual audience configuration. And so that's where you're picking like an interest. So you select an interest that your perfect audience would have. So I'll put that in here, interest. plus location plus age. Okay, so you pick one interest, you pick a location that you want where your audience is, and then you pick the age range because you might not serve all different age ranges. And so now what we're doing is we're putting the helpful content in front of the exact people who need to see it. The people who have an interest, who are where we want to sell to, who are of the age that we want to sell to. And what's going to happen is that ad is going to be in front of that audience. It's not going to be in front of every member of that audience. Somebody's asking how big should this audience be? My recommendation is this audience should be about 100,000 people or less. I wouldn't go much more than 100,000. For this to work really well for you, you don't need a big audience. We only need about 100,000 people. So when you're configuring this audience, Facebook will tell you how big that audience is. Try to shoot for like 90, 100, 110,000 people. We don't need much more and we don't want much less than that. That's what I find to be the sweet spot for ad costs. We get the cheapest leads at about that size with this strategy. Not every strategy works with a smaller audience, but this one does. And so what's going to happen is your ad is going to be placed in front of this audience. Not everybody in this audience, but it's going to be placed in front of this audience. And all we're looking for here are for people to interact with this ad. So what's interaction mean? We want them to read it. We want them to click on it and expand it. We want them to like it, comment it, or share it. That's all interaction with the ad. And what you're going to do, let me just draw an oval around this. That's not an oval at all. Let's try it again. And I can see if I can draw it better than a child. There we go. What you want to set up in your Facebook ad manager is you would like to set up a custom audience of people who interact with that ad. So anybody who interacts with that ad goes into a custom audience. And so what's going to happen is Facebook is going to keep an eye on the people who like, who comment, who share, who read, who click on, who expand, and they're going to put them into an audience for you. And so when you create this custom audience inside of your ad manager, so you go into your ad manager, you fly out the hamburger. That sounds weird, doesn't it? In your menu, there are going to be three lines. That's called the hamburger. You're going to fly out the hamburger. You're going to click on audiences. You're going to create a custom audience, and you create a custom audience for anybody who has interacted with this particular ad. And so now you have a custom audience. And those are people who now they're aware of you. Okay, so going back up here, that's this. These are people who are now aware of you. You know who they are. Well, you don't know who they are in particular, but Facebook knows who they are. And by creating this custom audience, so this is ad one over here, you can now apply an ad to this custom audience, and ad two is going to be an instant form ad. So ad to instant form that offers a lead magnet. Offers a lead magnet, invites to a live class, invites to an on-demand workshop, anything that they would give you an email address for. So something super valuable that they'll give you an email address for, you create a Facebook instant form ad that promotes that. And what will happen is when somebody sees that ad, they will give their name and email right there on Facebook. That name and email you can then put into your CRM and do stuff with. You can email them, you can follow up with them, you can send them the lead magnet, you can get them into the live class, you could have them watch the on-demand class, whatever that lead magnet happens to be. So they see this ad, which has a nice picture, some text, and a form right on Facebook. But you're only showing this ad to your custom audience. And what makes this strategy so powerful is that you have selected your initial audience of 100,000 people, You have filtered out the people who are most interested in what you do by creating the custom audience of people who have interacted with your helpful content. And now you're putting a conversion ad in front of those people. Sometimes when I talk about this, I use the mall food court analogy. You've got 100,000 people in the food court, and you're holding up a little tray of pizza, little samples of pizza. Well, the people who are hungry and like pizza come walking over and they take a little sample, and then you hand them a coupon. And now they go over and they buy. That's exactly what's happening here. And so now the other side of this ad creates leads. It creates lads. I'll put an E in there to make it leads. So it creates leads. Now you have to do something with those leads to turn them into clients. Okay, so that means getting them on calls, inviting them to an on-demand workshop or a live workshop, sending them a lead magnet, whatever the ad promised to them, you deliver, and then you keep following up with them to get them on a call and convert them into a client. Okay, so this is a two-step process that follows this exact methodology of unawareness to someone actually taking action. And so from the top, real quick, you're creating an awareness ad on Facebook with helpful content. You're putting it in front of an interest-based audience in a geography and of an age range that you want to market to. All of the people who interact with that ad go into a custom audience that you give a name to. And now your second ad is only placed in front of that custom audience. And it has an irresistible lead magnet type offer. And you get leads out the other side. Deliver what you promise in the instant form ad, and then follow up with them a lot. How many times should you follow up with them? People here on the Zoom? Anybody know? A lot, somebody says. 15 times. You really do have to follow up with them like, yeah, that's right. Thank you, Marina. 15 times you got to follow up with them. So that's your follow-up methodology. I have the world's best follow-up methodology. I really do. It might be the universe's best follow-up methodology. I think it really is. If you want to learn that, hop on my calendar and I'll give you access to it. I'll show you how to get access to it. And I'll put my calendar link in here again. It's mylastname.me. Super, super easy. For you guys who are watching the replay of this, I'll try to remember to put that down in the comments. But just here, let me just help you with that. HTTPS, whatever that stands for, and then a couple of those things, and then mylastname.me. That'll get you on my calendar. Not only will I give you some direct guidance on how to run Facebook ads for your business, I'll show you how you can get access to the most powerful sales follow-up strategy in the world. Like, this thing is crazy good. I haven't seen anybody else doing this. So if you want to I'll show you how to get access to that as well. Just hop on my calendar. I don't even care if this is like 3 years in the future. I'll still help you with it. All right. So do that and go run this campaign and go make some money. That's it for me for today, YouTube. I'm really grateful that you were here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And let me just stop the share so I can smile at you and say thank you.